Looking back at that fight, were there certain things that jumped out at you that maybe you can exploit in your matchup?
Yeah, well, Lomachenko, he threw 3.5 punches in the first 6 rounds. So there's a definite one right there. Throw more punches and fight. The guy was out for 400 and something days. That was not Lomachenko. That was like a half a Lomachenko. And with the one shoulder, we saw it was a half a Lomachenko. Lopez got very lucky that night. Very close fight. And, if Lomachenko pressed him a little bit earlier, we'd be talking about Lomachenko right now. But I saw a lot of holes in his past fights as well, the Nakatani fight. Even the Commey fight, there are holes there. Commey, made a mistake and he got caught. But he could have easily been on the receiving end of that right hand. But I got a great team. I've been in camp, for well over 2 months now here in America. And I've been preparing. Like I said, I've been preparing for this fight mentally for 2 years since I met him.
Thank you.
All right, next up is Eduardo Solano.
Hey guys, good day. Nice shirt, George. I'm pretty sure that's a shot to Teofimo Lopez, who was born in Brooklyn. The Lopez family state that you're going down in 3 rounds. How do you feel about the confidence that they're showing? Is this like something that adds extra motivation?
Yeah, look, man, Brooklyn, because I'm more Brooklyn than this kid. He's not from Brooklyn, he's a fraud. He's from here, he's from Davie. He went to school here, he grew up here. All his friends are here. He boxed here. So I don't know where this Brooklyn fake personas come from, but everything about him is very fake. So I thought, you know what? I'm more Brooklyn than him, so I might as well rep Brooklyn as well. Whatever they're saying, 3 rounds, 4 rounds, whatever they're saying, they better hope it's 3 rounds because he's a 3-round fighter when it comes after 3 rounds and I'm still there and I'm laughing at him and I'm coming forward. Then he's in big trouble. He's going to be in very deep waters. And I look forward to drowning him and showcasing what I'm about. Whatever they're saying, whatever they're doing, that's not my problem. I'm focused on my game plan. I'm focused on what I'm doing. And I'm coming to win this fight. There's no doubt about it.
All right, next up is Michael Woods.
Hey, George, Jerry, thanks for taking the question. I appreciate it. George, yeah, I detected a little snippet of a Brooklyn accent, I think. When you said something there, it sounded like you're from there. I'm actually in Park Slope, Brooklyn right now. So your shirt, I did see it and I did note that. So thanks for the explanation on that one. George, I'm interested and curious on this. You seem to have an extra edge for this one. I know we're trying to promote the fight and such, but you do seem to have an extra edge. Will there be any danger of fighting, angry, too passionate, too fired up to hurt this guy? Is that something you've talked about with your trainer?
Like I said, we got a great game plan. I'm cool, calm, collected. When I fight, it's tunnel vision. And whatever raw emotion comes, leading up, I come into that ring with no emotion. I'm ready to win this fight. We've got a great game plan. We've got a great team. And, that really has been no stone unturned. Like I said, I'm ready to fight right now. I've been ready to fight since we had the press conference when he wanted to do it the day after. No, let's do it. We'll do it right now. That's why when he stood up, I was ready to stand up and go right then. He's lucky I was holding that mic in my hand because I'll tell you, I was about to let loose a nice right hand. And I'm excited. I'm excited for this fight, and I know what I'm going to do. I know what I possess, and I'll tell you now, I'm going to shock the world. The people that don't believe me, they're going to believe me straight after this fight because I will have all them beautiful belts around me, and I will be the undisputed champion of the world, no doubt about it.
I love the passion, George. Looking forward to a great fight. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Hey there, George. Appreciate you making some time.
No problem.
I was just curious because I'd noticed the tweet you had a bit earlier on. It was like just shy of a couple of weeks ago there. It said 8 years ago today, made my professional debut and just being in close proximity to this bid to become undisputed champion of the world, I'm wondering how much meaning that has for you personally, just with this title bid being in such close proximity to beginning your fighting journey.
Look, it's been a hell of a journey. 8 years ago, I made my professional debut in a small local club in Sydney with a handful of people. But I've grown on my way. I've made all my way through. I've taken a lot of risks to get to where I am today. This has been no easy road. From going as a Manny Pacquiao sparring partner in the Philippines to going to the US and sparring former champions and world champions and guys that, are hard-ass veterans, and creating my name. All of a sudden, my opportunity comes to get a little bit more noticed in the US market, and former champions back to back. That's no easy thing to do, to go and fight a former champion with a wealth of experience in their backyard. And I did it. And not only did I do it well, they might have gave us split decisions, but I outboxed these guys. I picked these guys apart, and I showcased a lot about myself. And I've gone to so many different levels since them fights. We're so close now. This has been a hard road, and I'm putting every bit of myself, in the gym to win this fight. I'm all in. Every bit of me that I have, and I'm coming to win this fight.
Awesome. Appreciate the insights, man.
Thank you.
Next up, Nick Noonan.
My guy, Nick.
What up, George? How are you, brother?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
Yeah, very well, mate. Nick Noonan, FightHype.com here. George, I just want to speak a little bit about obviously being based in Miami the last 4 years and explaining to the people around that, you're an Australian fighter but being based in America and not really saying that Teofimo has a home advantage, but you feel in Miami that you will have the home advantage. I want you to have a little bit of a talk about that.
Yeah, this is my home. I've been training here. This is where I've been. I know Miami inside out now. This is my home. He's coming to my backyard. Like I said, supposedly he was born in Brooklyn. I don't know if that's real facts, but he's not from Brooklyn. He came to Davie, which we are in Davie right now. So I'm in his old hometown, and I've been leaving my mark in his old hometown. And all of a sudden he moves and goes somewhere else. So really, he doesn't represent anywhere. I represent here in Miami. I'm representing Brooklyn. I'm representing Sydney, Australia. I'm representing all the Greek people. I've got the whole world behind me. He's a fraud. He's a fugazi. He's got no home. He's a gypsy. He travels. And we've seen him, man. This kid's got no loyalty, no class. And, like I've been saying, he's a fake, and he'll get exposed June 19th.
All right, next up is Cynthia Conte, Ring TV.
Hi, George. Yeah, the other day we did speak with Teofimo, and can you talk about, he said that in this fight, you are going to be leaving on a stretcher. Has there been any animosity? Did something happen between you two for you guys to hate each other this much? Can you talk about that, please?
Look, he can say whatever he wants. But that's the voice of a scared little boy. The guy's a kid. He's not a man. And whatever. He wants to say that, all right, I'll go one better. I'm gonna put him in a body bag. I'm coming to fight. I'm not Lomachenko. I'm not Nakatani. I'm not Komi. For some reason, I'm afraid of you. I don't fear you one bit. And he saw that firsthand in the press conference. He saw that the day after at the Jake Paul Ben Askren fight when we went head to head. I'm in his head. I've been in his mind for a very long time. And, he's got what I want. Whatever animosity he has for myself, no problem. He can have it. But I am coming to take all his belts, and I'm so fired up for this fight. I'm in great condition. I'm ready to fight right now. And he's got what I want. He's got them belts. I'm ready to take them off him.
All right, best of luck to you.
Appreciate it.
All right, next up, Jeremy Herregis.
Hey, George. So kind of following up on that, calling him a fugazi, if you can kind of elaborate on that, and kind of, you also mentioned the fight against Comey. Do you think that he's benefited from his power, that his power has bailed him out? Is that kind of what you're seeing, or what is it that you're seeing?
He's a fugazi. You know what a fugazi is? It's a fraud. It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
fake.
Mhm.
It's a fake. It's a fake persona. You know, the guy contradicts himself all the time. He says one thing for the cameras, wants to be the good boy. Then all of a sudden he says another thing. He done the same thing about Manny Pacquiao when he got asked about Pacquiao. Oh, the guy is he's not real. I can't believe he's going to fight Spence. But 2 months ago he was writing him off and saying, "Oh, who's Pacquiao? Kambosos sparring Manny. You know, big deal. We'll bash Manny Pacquiao." So he's a fraud. He's a fake. What you see with me is real. What you get is real. The way I talk to the person next to me is the way I'm going to talk to the media. Is the way I present myself in the ring. There's no bullshit with me. But with him, there's always these different characters. What you're going to get. So I just see him as a fake, and you know, I mean, like we saw, I'm going to benefit from a lot of his performance. I've seen the mistakes. You know, the Nakatani fight, so many holes. And we talk about the power against two. All right, he caught Common with a good shot, but what power did he really show in the Lomachenko fight? What power did he show in the Nakatani fight? And yeah, he's showing power against C-level guys. It's a whole different breed. Hit me with your best shot. Let's see what happens. But when I come back on your ass, then we'll see how you feel.
Thank you for the clarification and best of luck.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, next up, Michael Woods.
George, a follow-up to what Jeremy just hit on there a little bit. Before we started the call, I think we heard a snippet of conversation, and you were saying to someone else, yeah, no, I'm interested in putting this guy in a body bag, I think you said. Who are you talking to there? And that level of animosity, that level of fire, has it been there comparable for any other fight that you've ever had?
Every fight I come in with bad intentions. So at the end of the day, like I said, this guy has got what I want, what I've put my body through, what I've sacrificed so much, you know, to be here. You got to remember, I've been in the US already for over 2 months. I've been away from my 2 kids, from my pregnant wife. So when he talks about stretchers and talks about all this fake bullshit, then, okay, I'm coming to fight. I'm a warrior. There's no quitting me. But we have seen this kid quit. We have seen him in sparring sessions, been put down multiple times. I've got a lot of footage, which I might expose today. I might show some footage of him getting dropped again, which no one has ever seen. So he's a quitter. Once a quitter, always a quitter. And you saw it against that kid where he put him on his ass. They came back again, then he quit again. So if you've got that quit already inside you, it's gonna show again. When the time gets tough and the going gets tough, it will come out again. And June 19th, he's gonna feel it.
George, you're getting me fired up for this damn fight. Thank you.
I'm fired up right now. I'm ready to fight.
Thanks, pal.
All right, next up, James Lupton.
Hey, George, hope you're well. Teofimo seems to have one eye on 140 pounds. He's talking a lot about Josh Taylor and moving up. Is that an unwanted distraction to favour your benefit? And also, is there any worries from your end that he may miss weight?
Look, he's got so many distractions, man. He's focusing on 140. He's focusing on Devin Haney. He's focusing on Javonte Davis. Then he's focusing about the issues he has with Top Rank and Bob Arum. You know what I mean? Hey, Bob ain't giving you that fight either way. So you better get in line when you lose all your belts and make your way back up at 140. So you think Bob's going to do him a favor? Are you serious? Bob's been talking about Crawford fighting Taylor. So there is no Lopez. Let him focus on whatever he wants. You know, he's got many distractions. I'm only focused on one guy, on one kid. And that's my focus. If he misses weight, then that's his problem. I'm on weight. I'm ready. I'm in perfect condition, and I'm eating well, and I feel great. You saw that photo I put out a couple of days ago. I'm a lean, mean fighting machine. You know, he's got a lot of weight to lose still, and make the weight or not, I'm fighting for them belts. That's all I care about.
Thanks for your time, George. Best of luck.
Appreciate it.
Next up, Nick Noonan.
George, Nick again, obviously from FightHype.com. Have you seen so much, George? Obviously, you know your opponents backwards. Have you seen a lot change, obviously, about this kid that you refer to in Teofimo Lopez after Lomachenko? Like it was like he won the He won the lottery and changed a lot. And what message have you got for his father, who's been quite vocal about you lately as well?
I got a message for his dad. Fuck you. No, I don't care about his dad. His dad's a nobody. Never had a fight in his life. I mean, I don't really give a damn about his dad. And like at the press conference when he said something, I said, you're going to be a joke. You're going to be an embarrassment. The whole world sees him as an embarrassment anyway. Look at the comments when he says something. Look at social media. The guy's a laughing stock. So I don't really care about his dad. If he's got a problem, my dad's here too. So him and my dad can have a crack. But I'm focused on taking out Lopez. And there has been a lot of change. You can see it. Every time he's doing a bit of boxing, he's showing something. He's looking around. He's saying, where's the cameras? Quick, let me make sure there's a camera around to showcase myself. He's in the stars, but it's all going to come crashing down June 19th. What a hell of a story. You won all the belts against an injured Lomachenko who hadn't fought for 400 and something days, a small little Lomachenko, an old man. And all of a sudden you lost them all to the Aussie, all the belts in one go. Can you beat that story? I don't think so.
And also, George, how does it feel being an Australian fighter and to somewhat not getting the recognition that you deserve compared to other domestic fighters in this country? And obviously, you knowing and we knowing, the real media, that you're the forefront of boxing behind this nation. How do you feel about that?
Look, I'm the face of boxing in Australia. The mainstream media, if they're going to support me, they'll support me. I got a little bit of it, but at the end of the day, Australia's not the mecca of boxing. You want to make it big, this is the place to make it. And I'm getting a lot of media here in the US, and my name is growing every bit. Every single day it's growing more and more, but I don't focus on that. I focus on what I got in front of me. Lopez focus on that. He's on the media. He's focused on being a showman, on what his entrance is going to be, on what he's going to do on fight night. I'm only focused on taking this kid out and dismantling him.
Thank you, Nick. Próximo es Jose Rodriguez de Deporte Total.
Thanks again. George, you talked a lot about early on in the call about your team. So I wanted to know a little bit more about how camp is going, but not in terms of what you have been working on, but the message from your team that it seems like you're so confident. And I believe it's probably because of your team and you believe the work that you're doing right now. So can you talk a little bit more about your team? Who's with you? Who's next to you? Who's talking to you constantly and just making you feel comfortable before the fight? Thank you.
Look, I got a great team. You know, my head trainer, Javier Centeno, you know, my assistant trainer, Mick Akaway, who we brought in from Australia. You know, they're with me non-stop. I got my father, who first time in Miami, and he's been with me from day one. He's been by my side. So having that calm voice with me this whole time, I tell you, I'm firing in so many different levels. I got my manager, Peter Khan, who's the best manager in the world. You know, I got a fantastic team here. No egos. We are just focused on one mission. You know, my team in Australia got a great team over there as well, who put in the groundwork before I got to the US. We have one vision, one goal, and that's win the belts. There's no egos. You know, we are loyal. We have loyalty in this team. He does not have loyalty. We all saw what he done to Joey Gamache. What class is that? Joey Gamache helped him Comey fight, for the Nakatani fight. He came up with the Lomachenko game plan. He really is the 2020 trainer of the year. And all of a sudden they throw him to the side. Joey, mate, you want a spot on our team? You're more than welcome, mate. Because we show respect to our trainers, to our people that help us get to the top. That's the class that they have. The egos got too big, and you know, it's all going to come crashing down. My team knows it, and most importantly, I know it.
All right, next is Mike Wilson, Three Kings Boxing.
First and foremost, thank you so much, George, for joining us this morning. I want to piggyback my question from your last comment, as well as a question from Nick. You're fighting pride of Sydney, whether it's world champions like Jeff Finnick, Jeff Harding, Lester Ellis in the 80s, even going back to the days of Johnny Famchan, Lionel Rose. I want to talk about, is there any extra motivation from your part? You already seem motivated enough based on the comments here and your interactions throughout this entire process. But given the fact that you're from the country of Australia, given the, I think, low-key boxing history, is there any additional motivation heading into this fight against Lopez?
Yeah, there is, because at the end of the day, when I win this fight, and I will win this fight, and I go back to Sydney, Australia, boxing in Australia all of a sudden, it becomes worldwide. I take 5 belts with me, all of them belts. Every belt is on the line, every single one of them. The WBC franchise belt is on the line as well. The Ring Magazine belt is on the line. So I take all of them with me. And I go down as the greatest fighter ever in Australia. And I've had that vision. How many former champions and world champions back in the past, as a young kid coming up as an amateur, would stop and take their time to say, Kambosos, you know what, keep doing this, man. You're going to be you're going to be one of our best. And we're here now. This has not been fluke. This is no luck. This has been pinpoint to get to the top. This has been my destiny. With hard work, dedication, I've sacrificed so much, been away from my family for so many camps, to get here. So this is huge for Australian boxing, and I feel the motivation as well. I got a lot of motivation, but that is big as well, to go down as the greatest ever from Australia, and also Greece as well. Proud British, very important to me, and represent both flags. So massive for both nations. I've got two nations on my shoulders, and best believe they're coming with me.
Thank you so much, and best of luck on the 19th of June.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Next up, Michael Woods.
Follow-up question, George, you piqued my interest when you talked about your dad. Your dad, you said, would be happy to take a poke at Teofimo Sr. Give me a little lowdown on Dad. Does he have a fighting background, street fighting or professional fighting or anything? And then what do you think happens in that fight? And I got to tell you, I got to warn you, Triller will do something irreverent like that. They might book that damn fight. So watch out. Tell me about that one, please.
Oh, well, he's ready, man. He's been training in here with me. He's been putting in the work as well. So, if Lopez Senior wants to have a crack, then Jim Kambosos is ready to go. We're warriors, man. We're bred different blood, and this is no joke. This is no fake. We're not fugazis like them. We got class, but like we saw in the press conference, Lopez want to get up. Well, we'll get up too, and let's have a crack. And the same, if Lopez Senior wants to talk a bit of crap, Jim Kambosos will be there as well. Maybe Triller does put it on the undercard.
Yeah, or for the next one, or for a rematch, or what have you. What is your father's fighting background? Has he been a fighter?
He's a fighter, man. He's a fighter through and through. So Lopez Senior better be careful. Better not open his mouth too much, because shit might pop off.
All right, Peter Kahn can book it for next time. Thanks, George.
All right, next up, Dylan Boker.
Hey there, George. I was just noticing some of the pictures you had there from the last Triller card with guys like, Rick Ross and Snoop Dogg, and we have certain artists like Meek Mill performing on this card. I'm kind of curious what your thoughts are on the live music integration with just, the combat sports dynamic there.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. It's going to bring so many more eyes to this event. So many people are going to want to tune in because they're going to want to see the music acts. And then all of a sudden they say, well, I want to watch this fight. Let me just research a little bit about this fight if they don't already know. And they're going to see what the build-up's been like. And they're going to become fans of not myself and Lopez at that stage, but of the sport and what's about to go down. And they're going to tune in. And that means more eyes on the sport. When we've got more eyes on the sport, it's a good thing because it brings more into it. You cannot bag what Triller are doing. It's not cheap to book these guys, to get these artists in, but they are bringing them in because at the end of the day, it's going to benefit the fighters. They're going to tune in to watch us, and they're going to tune in to see me shock the world.
Yeah, definitely lends a unique vibe for sure, and just appreciate the time, man. Thanks.
Next up, Nick Noonan.
Thank you.
Yeah, last question for me to follow up on that, Dylan, too, George. And what does it mean for you? I know Triller, they've switched the date. We've obviously gone forward 2 weeks, an extra 2 weeks of preparation. But now the crowd factor that we can get, you guys can get 35 to 37,000 people in there. And what does that mean to you that, you know, that'll be the biggest crowd that you've ever fought in. But how does that make you feel? And I actually had that same question for Teofimo the other day. And what does it mean for you to compete in front of that big crowd?
Yeah, look, it's fantastic. You know, who doesn't like a stadium fight? Especially being the first fight, you know, at this beautiful stadium. It's great, man. And the date changed, no problem. I waited my whole life for this opportunity. So 2 weeks is nothing for me. I've been ready. I'm ready right now. I'll be ready in when the time comes, June 19th. So, you know, I know I've got a lot of support here too. I've got a lot of people from Miami that are coming to support me. I got a lot of people from the US. It's crazy because how much messages I get on social media about how much they don't like this kid and how much they want me to humble him and put him away and get rid of him. And I'm happy to be that man. You know, his own people, his own, you know, the Americans don't like him because they can see through that fake persona. They can see it. That's why I'm getting a lot of support, and there'll be a lot of. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of, you know, Aussies who are living in the US there as well, and they're going to be Greeks as well. We've got a lot of Greeks in the US, and a lot of them hit me up, and they're all coming. So, them flags are going to be represented around the world in this stadium.
And George, you speak about him being a kid. Do you find him, compared to other fighters that you fought before, that he is quite immature compared to some of the seasoned veterans that you have fought?
Yeah, look, he's an immature kid. Was he 22, 23? You know, I don't even know if he's got hairs on his balls yet. So he's a little kid, man. And the way he carries on, he's dancing, his music, he's playing, he's doing all this cringy shit. He's very cringy, man. Just seeing some of the stuff he does, it's just like, really? But, you know, whatever he wants to do, that's no problem. Let his distraction be about him doing what he's doing. I'm a man. I'm coming to fight. And I've been in there with, especially my last 2 fights, veterans, guys that are experienced. You know, and the most important factor as well, I've been there with a guy like Manny Pacquiao for 250 rounds. You know, I speak to Manny pretty regularly. And he goes, man, if you do what you did with me in the 250 rounds, this kid ain't gonna do nothing. He's gonna do nothing. And the world will see. I've only showed a little bit of what I got. I've only had to show a little bit. I've been having fun with it. But this means a lot to me.
Also, we'll just touch on that too. Old sparring partner, obviously, you know, he used you, you used him many, many rounds. What do you think of Pacquiao fighting so late in his career against Errol Spence?
Look, the guy's a warrior. One thing about Manny is it's not about the money. It's about bringing pride and honor and leaving a legacy. So how can you knock a guy like that? How can you knock anyone really in this sport chasing their dreams? You know, trying to be great. If 10% of the world, you know, try to be great and said, forget what anyone says, I'm going to go achieve whatever I can and not worry about people, then you know what? The world will be such a better place. But Pacquiao is a legend of the sport. And it's funny because I saw Lopez, you know, talk about Pacquiao saying, oh, the guy's not human. He's not this. I've been in there with that guy who's not human 250 times. So whatever you bring to the table, whatever you got in your 16 pro fights, I've seen it, man. I've been there. And not only that, I've been in there with former champs, world champs, hard-ass veterans. I've been there with a lot of different styles. You know, my 2 sparring partners have got here. 2 big welterweights, undefeated guys. Bigger punches than what Lopez is. Look at my face. Do I look marked up?
All right, thank you. Next up, Cynthia Conte.
Hi, this is Cynthia Conte for Ring TV and Ring Magazine. You touched on the Ring Magazine belt. That's the belt, the coveted belt all fighters would love to have. You now have the chance to take it away from Teofimo like he took it from Loma. Talk about what that belt means to you if you won, if you were victorious.
Look, I will win this fight, and I'm going to have that beautiful belt They all mean a lot. That belt means a lot too, because that shows that you are the true number one. You are undoubtedly the best. But every single belt, it means a lot to me. It's a dream to fight for a world title, right? But when you get an opportunity and good karma comes your way, you get to fight for every belt. But don't get it twisted. This has happened because of my team. This has happened because of my people. It was simple. I was mandatory either way. I'm the number one in the IBF, mandatory. I'm the number one in the WBO. So I was getting my shot either way. And like I said, Lopez, vacate the belt or fight me. But you saw after the Selby fight, I was adamant I wanted to fight. Which other lightweight in the world really was adamant to fight this guy, to fight this kid? No one. Only Kambosos stood up and said, I want to fight this guy. So what does it mean? I see something. I mean, you got all these other guys that talk a big game, but don't step up. Out of all the other lightweights, and look, Lopez has been the winner. I'll give him his credit there. But out of everyone else, which other guys have been beating former champions back to back in their backyards? None. Kambosos. So they better start putting respect on my name. And come June 19th, there'll be a lot of respect on my name when I take all the belts, especially that beautiful Ring Magazine belt.
If Teofimo was on this call right now, what would be your message to him before you step in the ring?
Look, shine them belts, man. Keep them clean. The sanctioning bodies give you brand new belts. But no, I want his belts. I want the belts that he has. I want to take them all off him. You know what you're coming up against. You saw exactly what you're coming up against. You glared into my eyes and you couldn't take it. I could see the fear in your eyes. You don't want to be here. All the fancy stuff, all the dancing is to distract you from what's coming. So keep being distracted. Keep having fun with it. And like you say, we're having fun with it. We're here for war. I'm coming straight at you.
Wow, best of luck to you again, and please both of you safe, can't even stop. Stay safe in the ring, because I know you guys are bringing war to us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cynthia. And our final questions are from Rigo at Pheno Boxing.
And George, thank you so much for taking the time. Wanted to ask you, obviously, Teofimo Lopez had a great fight against Lomachenko. He says he pretty much dominated that fight. A lot of people say it was a close fight, but can you take anything away from that matchup? And do you see any holes in Teofimo's game?
Yeah, he had a great half a fight because Lomachenko didn't want to throw a punch because he had one shoulder and he was out of the ring for 400 and something days. And he's a little guy. He's a real small little guy. Good little guy, but small. It's different size, different kettle of beast, different breed. We saw the mistakes. As soon as Lomachenko started pressing the issue, started putting him back, that's all he did. He went in back lines. And we got a lot of artillery, hell of a game plan to destroy this kid and show him for the real fighter he is, the fake that he is.
Now, on fight night, June 19, what would be the perfect victory for George?
Just win by any means necessary. Let me tell you something. It only takes 3.5 pounds of pressure. I saw him talking about these points on your nose or these pressure points. What are you, a doctor now? Let me tell you something. Let me give you some advice. It takes 3.5 pounds of pressure on the right spot, on the flesh and blood and bone, on the right spot to put you to sleep. And I'll tell you now, I'm possessing a hell of a lot more than 3.5 pounds. So victory will come by any means necessary. But when you talk a big game and you say certain things, Team Lopez, sometimes it comes to bite you in the ass. And I'm sure it will.
Now you guys gave us an exciting initial press conference. Are you expecting there to be fireworks all during fight week? Not only you, but now you mentioned your dad fighting his dad. Do you think we're going to see something we don't see on a typical fight week?
Hey, look, I got some more people coming too. So if they want to kick off, let's kick off. We're fighters, so whatever way they want to do it. If they want to kick off, no problem. But we are tunnel vision. We are focused on June 19th. One vision, one focus. But we'll see. We'll see what happens for a week. Could be a lot of fun. And for me, fun is combat. You know, I love conflict. Like we saw at the press conference. Conflict is second nature to me. You know, not many people know. Well, some people will know, but I was bullied as a young kid. And this kid's a bully. He wants to stand on top of everyone. He wants to bully people. He wants to get up and take his shirt off and show himself, right, as the bully. But I've dealt with that in the past as a young kid. I've built my way up. And when the bully, you know, when you go head to head with a bully and you put him back, then all of a sudden we see what happens.
All right, Rigo, thank you. And thank you to everyone for participating today. Don't forget, June 19th is the date. I put my information in the chat as well there. So if you need the recording from this, send me an email. If you don't have press credentials yet and you want to apply for those, the Magna Media website is in there. Go ahead and click on that and apply. I want to thank everyone. Thank George in particular for being with us today, and thank everyone for the great questions. Anything you need, just let me know. My information is in there. And George, thanks very much, and have a great training session.
Pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
you.
everybody.
Thank you.